Well, I'm back. Bless my heart. Here we are. Sorry about that. Had to do a couple of things here. So let us stop where we left off. First, if Christ has dedicated his church to God the Father and did this by virtue of his priestly office, then any man who dedicates or pretends to dedicate anything which he calls a church, no matter whether wood, stone, flesh, to God, must do it as the high priest of that church and consequently as a blasphemer. The Pope was wise enough to see this, and therefore took care to assume the royal seat and occupy the throne of Christ before he exercised the authority of Christ. Second, nothing but that body of which Christ is the life can be dedicated to that God who is a spirit, with the possibility of acceptance. Therefore, those who dedicate houses made with hands to God, and those who dedicate their natural children to God, declare that their faith is the same, and prove that they belong to that church who is in bondage with her children and has confidence in the flesh. Third, those who call such wooden houses a church declare they are ignorant of the nature of a true church, or that they are careless of the commandment of the apostle to hold fast the former sound words, or else that they really believe in the holiness and spirituality of boards and brick made holy by the foolish mummery of a worldly clergyman. Surely transubstantiation is a trifle compared to this, and the valley of the Mississippi will gain little by exchanging masters from popery to Protestantism. Fourth, if any say they know better, and only do these things because others do, and have no belief in the efficacy of such dedications, they testify that they are ready to mock God and disobey Christ, cast contempt on the church of God, and profane that holy name by which we are called, and all for what? Tell it not in Gath. Let not the reason be heard in the streets of Ashkelon, lest the daughters of the uncircumcised rejoice and triumph for the sake of being in fashion. Excuse me. In the fashion of worldly, idolatrous, and ungodly religion. If it be said that these are small things and of minor consequence, that Uzzah's offense was small, and so was Saul's. And if he that transgressed Moses' law died without mercy, of how much sorer punishment shall he be thought worthy who casts contempt on Christ? It is by little and little that gross innovations have crept in, and the present tearful state of rebellion against God was brought about little by little. Had the order of this day and the practices now gloried in been presented to the Baptists 40 years ago for them to adopt, they would have said, "Is thy servant a dog that he should do this thing?" Yes, our brethren of former days went to prison, whipping post, and stake for their opposition to the very thing